Woo! Great to be back at Ecosummit. So CorPower, we are a wave energy company, and I've been fortunate enough to develop new technologies for the energy transition for the past 20 years. And what I've seen is quite tremendous in terms of what we've seen in wind and solar, how the industrial scale and the prices have gone down, which is fantastic. But if we want to move from where we are today to a 100% renewable or fossil-free energy system, there's still a long way to go. And the way we see it, there's a need for multiple new sources where we see that wave power is going to be part of powering the planet. And the reason for that is because of the production profile of wave. The production profile is what makes it interesting and relevant, because it's much more consistent, it's much more predictable, and it's non-correlated with other renewables. And in multiple studies done by universities such as Edinburgh University, LUT, but also McKinsey and so on, when they include wave energy into their future energy mix studies, they all say the same thing, that wave is needed to reach the lowest cost zero-emission energy system. And when we do these studies for our customers, such as data centers, hydrogen facilities, or microgrids, we see that by including wave into their planned energy mix, we could decrease the total installed capacity required with 40 to 60%, and we can decrease the cost of electricity for the energy system between 20 to 40%, just because we have this different production profile, and that's really why wave is so interesting. So CorPower, we see ourselves as the sort of global leader within wave energy. We are an OEM of turnkey wave energy systems. We have built a fantastic team of close to 100 people with some of the best offshore engineers and others from about 22 different countries. And we've been successful in raising quite a lot of funding, about 110 million euros to the company and about 80 million euros to projects. And this now enables us to work with some of the big energy majors in the world. And our approach to wave energy, because it's not new, everyone who's tried has failed, it's probably fair to say, is that you have to be extremely physics-driven to really understand what's happening, but also to prove that you can bring down the cost to a commercial cost of energy. And we've done that to a step-by-step process, and since 2023, we've been operating off the coast of Portugal with a full-scale device, producing electricity to the grid, and surviving some of the biggest storms ever reported in that region. So over 18.5-meter storm waves passing by without damaging the system. But being an OEM is not only about proving your technology. You need to think about everything else, like manufacturing. You need to be able to prove that you can manufacture at scale and at quality. You need to be able to prove that you have a good supply chain that can scale with you and that you can transport and logistically deliver your devices to your customers. And you need to show that you have a plan for large-scale system integration. And also, you need to prove that you can operate offshore and do service and maintenance and, at a safe and cost-efficient way. And we've been quite good at this, meaning that we now have a number of customers developing projects in Europe, but also in Asia, in Japan, and so on. So we have a project pipeline of about 300 megawatts being developed in different parts, and we have what we call the feasibility phase, where we have gigawatts in development with different customers. So CorPower has gone from being sort of this early stage company now going into the industrial stage. We raised our Series B rounding last year. We closed 32 million euros from Nordic Ninja, Santander, Cisco, SEB, Iberis Capital, and some others, which is great. And we also won the EXE Accelerator, where we received 17.5 million euros just earlier this year. And the future, the way we look at it, is that the winning concept is when you combine different sources of energy and storage. That's how you bring down the cost, that's how you get rid of fossil, and that's how you create the largest value for the future. So if you have the same interest, please come and speak to me, and I'm happy to talk more about wave energy and CorPower. Thank you very much.